What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I'm gonna be doing the Demon Lord Rimuru on the deer video. I wanted to do this because, you know, I gave a fair showing for Milim there, and so what I did was I swapped out Brunhilde on my standard deer team, and I ran through the deer with Demon Lord Rimuru, and he actually did surprise me. He's pretty good. Do I think he's better than Brunhilde in this slot? Probably not. But he is definitely good in this slot, and I had him on HP defense as well for tanking, and also just because, you know, he still hit really hard on HP defense regardless. So this is the team that we were running. We had Jormungandr on attack defense, the 1S on attack crit damage, Skadi on HP defense, and then Demon Lord Rimuru on HP defense with the damage dealt card set to actually do a lot more damage. And so basically, guys, Demon Lord Rimuru here was able to do all three stages of the deer, and it wasn't too bad. I think the only time I really had issue was like stage 3 1 or 2 times, but I did edit that out, and I got through the clear. But the only thing that he kind of lacks, in my opinion, is not having another single target card, because the infect card is kind of just a useless get out of the way card. You know, when you use Demon Lord Rimuru, like when you use like Brunhilde, you know, you have double single target, and both of those cards hit hard depending on the scenario. Like if they have a high ultimate move gauge, you know, the detonate will hit hard regardless of whatever. The power strike will hit hard. So that's usually why I would recommend Brunhilde over. And like when I was doing my Milim video, I think personally that a 1/6 Milim is probably better than Eikthyrnir, man, on the deer, because of how much damage she can do on her cards. And you know, if you value Eikthyrnir's ultimate a lot, it would only be on like the higher dupe levels when you would actually use him, in my opinion, over Milim. But 1/6 Milim versus 1/6 Eikthyrnir, use Milim, man, if you ever built. But yeah, and then yeah, that's basically it in terms of like the team setup that I did. I have the pre-recorded clip as well, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a voiceover. I have the whole, like, you know, video and everything, so that's gonna be the intro there, talking about what I did. And yeah, guys, so that's the team. Let's hop into the actual deer run. Alright, so we got the clip here. I did do the exact same thing here where I recorded it and then I have it in this like little video thing. I thought I'd do it like this just because it's a lot easier for when I need to like go back and forth, whatever the case. Because it is just live, right? It is just live. But yeah, this is the team that I ran. And it's basically just you sub in Demon Lord Rimuru for the Brunhilde slot, and it works out perfectly fine, man. Like, even though Demon Lord Rimuru doesn't hit as hard as Brunhilde per se, he's still a good slot to tank there, man. Because I was running HP defense, and when I was running HP defense on him, he was doing really well in terms of tanking hits, man. I honestly didn't really have much issues with him tanking, and it was mainly just him dishing out damage. Like, you can see there that his infect card doesn't do a lot. But it does a pretty good amount of damage there, right? Nothing too crazy though. But yeah, you know, we're doing the usual though, cycling through 3 cards just to keep my stacks going with Jormungandr's passive. It doesn't really matter who we attack with, by the way, on this phase. Just because it's the first phase, you can kind of just, like, you know, build your passive from the start. Yeah, so I do the 3 cards there, and I hope I don't kill. But Jormungandr does hit a little bit hard, you know. 96k right there. And then we do Skadi, and then we actually finish off with Rimuru. So it's actually really perfect that we got that, right? Because we were able to keep the stacks going, so that's really good. And then we move into phase 2 of stage 1, which is the guaranteed, you know, buff that you get if you use a rank up character. So it's not good. But luckily, we obviously are not using Eikthyrnir on any of these teams here when we run the Deer, man, just because, you know, Eikthyrnir's rank up slot is literally just a card wasted on your team, when you could just be using characters like Skadi, Jormungandr, the 1, and you'll be doing fine, man, regardless. So yeah, would I really recommend like Rimuru though in terms of like usage? I'd say he's pretty good. But if you have Brunhilde already built, there's no really need of you using Demon Lord Rimuru, man. But he does do pretty well, like, you know, especially when he has an Abyss ultimate too, because he's able to do damage after the fact. But the problem with that is, like, you know, I have 6/6 compared to the average viewer is probably gonna have like a 1/6, right? So, you know, if you do plan on using his Abyss ult, it's not gonna do a lot of damage, and it's not gonna, you know, do a nice amount of Abyss damage. So it's mainly just about his Pierce card, right? You guys will see here that this is a pretty good showing of how much damage Rimuru can do on his Pierce. So we had the attack buff off, and we were able to do 568k on the second phase of the deer there, man. And it's not too bad. I mean, like, considering how much damage we did there, is pretty good. I was on a rank 1. I think Milim, when she did her spike card on that phase, I did like 700k though. But yeah, no, it was pretty crazy regardless. So we did actually get the Pierce buff with Rimuru there as well, because we did max out his passive. So as you guys know, every turn Rimuru is going to be getting 8% basic stats whenever he attacks, or whenever he just comes on the field, right? Whenever it's his turn. So every time you have basically 5 turns, you'll get it. But if the enemy has buffs, and he removes a buff, he actually gets another stack on top of that. So like you could get it in like 2 turns if you're in like PvP. But because it's the deer, we have to wait the 5 turns because he doesn't get any normal buffs. So he can't really like push the speed of getting the Rimuru passive off, right? But after the 5 turns, we get it and it's fine, right? But we can see here that we do Rimuru's stats in 564k HP. Let me go back there. I just wanted to see his stats again, because that's a really good showing of like what his stats are really about, right? We got 40k attack, 30k defense, and 564k max HP. Like that's a lot, man, because we got the 40% basic stats on top of the fact we're getting 60% all stats, so almost double stats, and also with the attack related buff as well. So that's not too bad, man, honestly. But yeah, and then I was like, okay, we gotta finish off this phase, right? So we just do those cards right there, and then end the turn, and then we move into the final phase with like everybody's ultimate. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know if I even use Rimuru ults actually. I think I just use Eikthyrnir and Brunhild, but let's see, or and Scotty, I should say. Let's see. We move into the final phase here. This is the phase where you have to cycle through colors, by the way, but it doesn't really matter because the amount of damage you do is you know, it's pretty insane. Like you really don't need to worry about it. Okay, so I use Jormungandr ultimate, we do damage cap, we drop Eikthyrnir ult, and that's gonna do double the damage cap because I got 6 out of 6. So we didn't even need to drop Rimuru ult there, which I probably should have tested it out. But it's okay. I mean, we got the clear. That's exactly what we meant to do. Look at the edit, by the way. You love to see it. We got the edits on as well. But yeah, we're moving into stage 2 with the team as well. And yeah, man, the team like it did really well. We basically have full health going into stage 2, which is really good, right? So you know, keeping with the same you know, setup there, we basically just do 1 card of each character except Scotty, because we want to just hold on to Scotty cards. We're kind of building up Eikthyrnir ultimate while also, you know, just wasting the cards in hand that are just dead cards, right? We do actually get a Mercer and Eikthyrnir. We top deck another card, and we got a lot of Pierce cards with Rimuru, so I was like, okay, this is working out. We're actually gonna be able to see some pretty good damage here, right? So it's a nice thing right there. And I think actually, guys, by the way, when we get to the phase 4 of this like stage that we're in right now, I actually do get revive passive, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why revive passive is the worst passive possible you can get, and also talk about like how you can like negate it. Basically, if you have a Eikthyrnir on your team, you can continue the run. If you don't have Eikthyrnir, it's just a reset, bro, just because you're not gonna be able to beat it in time. But yeah, so we just basically again cycle through cards there. And we move into the second phase here, where we are able to just cycle through cards again. So that's the if you ult, you do, I think he has like defense related stats up, right? So this turn I was like, okay, we gotta cycle through cards, so I'm just gonna do 1 of each card here. And the thing is too, on the following turn, you have to make sure that you do a you know, you break the color cycle so that you get frozen, because you don't want to, you know, you don't want to do the whole color cycle and then do your attacks, because then what's gonna happen is the deer is actually gonna one-shot you with that AoE card that he does, right? So here I was like, okay, let me push an Eikthyrnir. I'll do this, and we also cycle through colors here as well. So green, blue, red. Right, we do the Eikthyrnir card. It's a waste of damage, but it's fine because you get the ultimate. So I was like, that's fine, that's fine. There we go. So now we're back onto green here, and we can do big damage here onto the deer. So let's see. Goes for the double single target. Single targets into Scotty there. So what I do here is I go for the Rimuru single target, the Pierce. We actually get to see a good amount of damage here from Rimuru, and then we're going to do that. And then I follow up with a, I think it was with a, yeah, with a card there with a Jormungandr. So we actually get the kill here, so I didn't need to worry about the freeze there, because we did actually go for the kill. Which is perfectly fine. If you can get the kill off, you don't have to worry about it. If you can't get the kill, then use the off-color card, because you want to get frozen there just in case. But yeah, pushing the Eikthyrnir ult made it so I was able to get it off anyway. And so now I got the Pure Straight buff with the ult stats up. I think I check his stats around this time, if I'm not mistaken. I think either this phase or the next phase, I do actually check his stats just to see like where it's at, man. But yeah, and then I end my turn there. We drop the Abyss ultimate because I'm curious to see like how much damage it'll actually do. So we do the single target with Scotty. We drop the Abyss. 198k at 6 out of 6, by the way. That's really good, and then it does 60% damage after the fact. It's not bad, but the problem is right there, as you guys can see, the deer actually did remove the Abyss effect on my Rimuru there, because if you guys don't know, the buff that Rimuru gets is the Abyss effect. So the Abyss effect buff is on him, and it applies on the enemy on their starting of their turn. So I wasn't actually able to get a second hit of Abyss damage, unfortunately, because he did remove my buffs there, which is fine. But we do actually are able to basically push another ultimate, right? Which is pretty nice. So right here, I'm kind of deciding. So I use the Jormungandr card because we don't have to cycle through colors here yet, but we just have to make sure we're using one of each character's cards. You only have to use 3 cards, by the way. You don't have to use 4 cards. Yeah, so we do that. Then we top deck the Jormungandr ult as well. Doing all that. We have the Scotty and Jormungandr ult actually, and we have one of each color right there as well. We did top deck the Scotty card other than her ultimate as well. So we do take the ultimate there. It does a lot of damage on Scotty, which I was surprised. I was like, wow, it kind of did a lot. But we were fine because we can still basically just heal it up. And Scotty ult, if you guys don't know, also heals based on damage dealt. So I was like, okay, it's fine. We could probably just rip the Scotty ult, right? So I do the Scotty ult. I do the Eikthyrnir. No, I think I do Scotty ult, Eikthyrnir single target. Yeah, I was gonna say like we just cycle through, and then we end the turn. So we do that. I think Eikthyrnir card kills. Oh no, it doesn't kill. This was perfect. So we were able to actually keep our stacks. That's really good. Okay, so we get the kill there with Rimuru. 183k, not bad on a rank 1. We did lose the Pierce buff already, but, you know, that's still really solid. We do get the Revive passive there, which is the worst passive, guys. So, I don't know if I paused the video to show that it's the Revive passive, but, so yeah, we basically just do the cards again. We cycle through. So green, blue, red. There's no fixed damage on this phase yet, so you're fine to just go for the damage. So I was like, okay, let me rip it. 227k crit, not bad. With the Abyss effect also applying after the fact as well. That's basically like almost 300k damage, which is pretty good. So yeah, we do that, and then the Abyss effect hits. Yeah, that was really good, man. So like, if you have high duped Rimuru, it's not bad. Like, you could definitely run him on the deer and he'll get the job done for sure. But the only thing that like I'd make note is that if the deer removes your buff in general, then your whole Abyss effect is gone. So you gotta, you know, make sure you do it on a phase where he doesn't have that. But yeah, like this turn I was kind of contemplating like what I can do here. So I was like, okay, we'll just do the blue, red, green, and then we'll follow up with a blue, and I think that's a kill. Yeah, so we actually were able to just get the kill there and then move into stage 3. But now that we're on stage 3 with Revive passive, we got to get super lucky with the Eikthyrnir ultimate. As I was saying earlier, when you have Revive passive, guys, the main problem with it is that you need to be able to kill the deer twice, basically, because if you don't kill twice, he's gonna full heal on the phase 4 of stage 3. Because if you guys don't know, if you leave the deer, I think it's around like 20% HP or less, he will just full heal on you. And so with the Revive passive, he revives to 10% HP, which means he's gonna full heal on you. So you want to have a character like Eikthyrnir that can basically do damage after the fact, but in the same turn of dealing damage. It's like, you know, basically to hit double damage cap. Right, so that's kind of what we're trying to go for. So, Eikthyrnir gets attack sealed there, unfortunately, but it's fine, because, again, Jormungandr doesn't require you to cycle through colors. It just, she just requires you to do one of each card, basically, of each of your teammates. You'd only have to use 3 as well. You don't even have to use 4. So, when we do this, we do the Jormungandr single target, we do Rimuru single target as well, which does pretty good damage there, you know, almost, yeah, so about 205k there, pretty good. And then we do the Scotty card. There we go. And we've got cycled through, and as you can see, like, Eikthyrnir is getting a lot of all stats up buffs right there, because he has from his own passive and then on top of the Jormungandr passive, so he's getting a lot. We do get blockaded there, and he does ult, which does a pretty good amount of damage there, but we're basically fine. So we take a single target, He's going to attack steal me again. But we do get debuff immunity with Eikthyrnir, so we're actually able to bypass that. So what I do is I just rip the Jormungandr card. And I think that actually does get the kill there, if I'm not mistaken. But we do want to rip the rest of my cards there just to clear up my hand a little bit. So yeah, so I did kind of forget at the moment, I think, actually, that there was revive. So it actually did help that we used the Scotty card there, because you're actually able to do damage against the revive. So now we're moving into phase 2 here. He gets the buff up. And we have one of each color, so we're fine. So I was like, okay, let me just start with... I think I reset, actually, because I'm like, oh, I can get Eikthyrnir ultimate. Yeah, because I was like, okay, I can push Eikthyrnir ultimate. Yeah, exactly. See, even, bro, I know my plays. I know my plays, guys. I know my plays. So we do blue, red, green, and I push Eikthyrnir because I was like, why not, man? If I can get Eikthyrnir ultimate on this phase, I can basically one-shot it on the second turn I attack. So I was like, okay, it's fine. So I moved Eikthyrnir card, used Eikthyrnir card, cycled through, and now we have his ultimate moving into the next phase. You know, doing the damage here, moving into the next phase. So let's see here. Rimuru gets attacked. As you can see, Rimuru tanks really well, man. Like with the basic stats that he's giving himself and then the all stats that he gets as well, he does tank really, really well, man. Is this where I check Rimuru's stats, by the way? Let's see. Do I check? Because I remember, I swear I checked his pure trade. It might have been in one of my dead runs, unfortunately. But we do go for the blue, red, green right there. And we follow up with the blue again, because I'm like, okay, we got to make sure we get the kill here, because I can't just waste. So I was like, okay, do that. We do this, and then we single target with a Rimuru there to do like plus, well, like 250k right there, man. And then follow up with the Eikthyrnir and bot. We do get the kill there, which is really good. And then moving into phase 3 here, this is kind of where we wanted to build up ultimates. But the only thing is, like, getting an ultimate for Eikthyrnir on the final phase is gonna be probably the hardest thing about revive passive, man, because with that you have to make sure that you get the ultimate when the boss's HP is around like 30%, right? You kind of want to make sure you get it to around that threshold. So let's see here. Scotty goes for the AoE ult to get a heal on us as well, which is pretty good. So Jormungandr gets her ult deleted in her cards, which is fine because we still have Rimuru cards, so we don't have to worry about losing her green cards, because we can make up for it with Rimuru's ult and his infect card that we have in our hand right there. So let's see, we do top deck a merge with Scotty, we top deck another merge with Rimuru right there. And so I'm like, okay, I might as well just rip the ultimate because I have an infect card I can merge to push ult again. And then I was like, okay, we're gonna have to use either Eikthyrnir card or yeah, no, I'd have to use Eikthyrnir card actually there, because that was the only card I could use to cycle. And then I move Scotty card there. So we do the Hunting Beast card, bop, bop, bop. Apply the debuff on herself. We do the Abyss ultimate. 259k, that's a lot of damage, man. And I think the Abyss after effect is basically getting the kill there. Yeah, that's really good. Let's see, so he goes for the AoE. Another thing to know as well is that Abyss gives your whole team damage reduction, man, because when you apply the effect, if it's the AoE ult specifically, you will actually get the damage reduction, and it applies for the whole team technically because his damage is lowered in general. So yeah, and then we do the AoE right there, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm almost at a Rimuru ultimate, and I'm almost at an Eikthyrnir ultimate as well. So I was kind of banking on getting a lot of Eikthyrnir cards moving in. Yeah, we do the Scotty card right there. It doesn't even kill, but the Abyss after effect will kill with 155k right there. And then we move into the final phase of the deer here, which is where it's going to get a little bit annoying. But because of my card RNG, I was actually able to work it out pretty well. So let's see here. So what do? I do the green. I start with green. We do blue. We do red, right? Because that's the color cycle, green, blue, red. And then I think I either follow up by oh no, so I reset. Okay. Let's see what I do. Okay, we start with red. No, okay, reset. Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of thinking here because this phase is really where it comes down to like thinking, man. So I start with red, green, blue, which is fine. I guess I was trying to clear up my hand as much as possible to try and get some Eikthyrnir cards, I guess. But yeah, so you do the infect card there with Rimuru, and then we do the single target with Eikthyrnir. We do top deck no Eikthyrnir card, so we only have two Eikthyrnir, or we only have one Eikthyrnir card right now. But he does take my ultimate on Rimuru and Scotty right there, so we didn't really have to worry about that specifically. But yeah, we do top deck a Eikthyrnir card, so I'm actually able to merge. That was really clutch, because this means that I can push his ultimate while dealing good damage. And I was also able to test a rank 3 Rimuru card as well, man. So it was pretty cool. So let's actually see how much damage this did, this rank 3 Rimuru. This is a good showing as well of how much damage he's able to dish out. That is a rank 3 doing basically almost damage cap. That's like 281k. I think his damage cap on this phase is 324k. If I'm not mistaken. So, you know, it's pretty good damage. But yeah, so what he does here is he does the buff up. He does the ultimate. And then I was banking on this turn, like, okay, he can't use the gauge reduction, which he does go for the single target, which is not the gauge reduction card, and so I was fine. So all I had to do was just remove buff with Scotty, do the single target with a Jormungandr, and then all with Eikthyrnir, and it's a wrap, man. So I was actually able to get the kill there and finish up the fight. I was also like, you know, a little bit unsure if I was gonna get the kill there too, but it worked out. I didn't even have to do any resets, which is good. Because I thought Jormungandr would do a lot of damage here, but that is the perfect threshold that we were able to get to where Eikthyrnir was able to kill, and then kill with the second hit there on the revive, right? Because if you didn't kill on the revive there, he basically would have just full healed on you, man. And so that's basically what you have to do if you're going to be using the revive passive. If you get the revive passive and you don't use the one Eikthyrnir, man, just instantly reset that phase and try and not get the revive passive. Even if you get like the gauge reduction passive, that one's perfectly fine. You don't need ultimates on that phase unless there's a revive, right? That's the only time you'd really need to worry about it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, where I do like the live commentary and explaining my thought process going in with like all my deer or bird runs, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.